Welcome back to Anfield Signal. Liverpool's transfer window is heating up. Today we'll cover the latest updates on Bradley Barcola, Kaishu Sano, Sandro Tonali, Jeremy Jacquet, and all the biggest Liverpool transfer stories making headlines. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Anfield Signal, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest Liverpool news. Now, let's get started. Fabrizio Romano reveals how Liverpool changed Bradley Barcola's PSG contract stance. France superstar Bradley Barcola has been stifling contract talks with Paris Saint-Germain since interest from Liverpool emerged last summer, reports Fabrizio Romano. Liverpool have been dealt a blow as top target Ivory Coast winger Yan Diomande has chosen PSG as his next destination if the 19-year-old leaves RB Leipzig this summer. The Reds are keen to sign at least one new winger this summer, following the departure of Mohamed Salah, who leaves the club off the back of a season in which he scored 12 goals and provided 10 assists. Hugo Ekitike, meanwhile, will be out for at least the first half of the new campaign following a serious Achilles injury, forcing the Reds into the market for new signings in attack. Romano shares Barcola's contract update. Romano reacted to reports from other sources this week suggesting Barcola is set to stay in France, revealing on his personal YouTube channel that PSG fully expected the player to sign a new deal, only for it to stall ever since Liverpool made a big proposal. Supercomputer predicts how Barcola would fit at Liverpool. Bradley Barcola is about to become a Premier League problem, and Liverpool's opponents are going to feel it first. Last season, Barcola registered 18 goal contributions in League One, completing 4.3 progressive carries per 90 and ranking in the top 2% of wide forwards in Europe for carries into the penalty area. Translate that output into Iraola's system, built on vertical speed, relentless pressing and quick transitions, and the numbers are going to look even more frightening on Merseyside. Here's the bold prediction. Barcola hits 20 goal contributions in his debut Premier League season. It would make him only the second winger to achieve that in their first campaign in English football since Salah in 2017. And given that Liverpool will be crying out for a wide forward to fill that Egyptian king-shaped hole, the stage could not be more perfectly set. Dig deeper and the numbers get more interesting still. Barcola's shot-creating actions per 90, 4.7 last season, would have ranked first among all Liverpool players. Iraola will hand him the keys. Expect him to use them. Liverpool plot big offer to sign Machine, who has become World Cup star. Liverpool have entered the race to sign Mainz midfielder Kaishu Sano, who is valued at around €50 million, £43 million, according to Nikan Sports. Sano impressed last season for Mainz in the Bundesliga, making 48 appearances as Urs Fischer's side finished comfortably in mid-table. However, it was the deep-lying playmakers' performances at the World Cup for Japan that have caught the eye of several top clubs, with the 25-year-old scoring against Brazil in Monday's round of 32 tie in Houston. The Samurai Blue crashed out of the international tournament at the hands of the Seleção, meaning a prospective deal for Sano could now accelerate. Liverpool, along with the likes of Brighton and Hove Albion and Brentford, are said to be monitoring the player's situation. Liverpool eye move for Kaishu Sano. Andoni Iraola has arrived at Liverpool and is eager to implement his footballing philosophy from the outset. This will require acquiring players who can play in the Spaniard's style, with the likes of Bradley Barcola and Yan Diomande linked with a switch to Anfield as potential Mohamed Salah replacements. Alongside bolstering this feeble attack, which has been weakened by Salah's departure, Iraola wants to improve his midfield department on Merseyside. Japanese publication Nikan Sports reports that Sano is on Liverpool's radar. Mainz value Sano at around £43 million and expect to garner this fee due to the widespread interest in the player. Premier League clubs Brighton and Brentford are set to fight the Reds for Sano's signature, while Mainz are seemingly preparing for life without the former Kashima Antlers man, having completed a deal for his replacement, Eric Martel from Cologne. Nikken Sports insists that Liverpool may be prepared to table a big offer for Sano, although the outlet hasn't specified what sort of fee the Merseysiders are willing to stump up. While Iraola will be confident in his club's ability to beat Brighton and Brentford to the player's signature, Sano has been linked with Arsenal, Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund in the past, all of whom would complicate Liverpool's advances if they were to make a serious move. Confidence in Japan that Kaishu Sano is ready for the Premier League. Given Sano's top-level experience to date is limited to 2 seasons in the Bundesliga, Liverpool supporters would be forgiven for being sceptical about his prospects in the Premier League. That said, Nikken Sports suggests that there is confidence in Japan that the World Cup star's physical and technical attributes will translate well to the English top flight. Against Brazil, Sano gracefully glided beyond Casemiro before slotting home from the edge of the box to give the Samurai Blue the lead early on. This was a prime example of his quality, and Liverpool fans will hope he can replicate this in a red shirt next season in the Northwest. Liverpool announced £60 million signing as Virgil van Dijk nears shock exit. Liverpool have officially confirmed the arrival of Jeremy Jacquet from Rennes, while a stunning report claims Virgil van Dijk is very close to joining Galatasaray. Liverpool pre-agreed Jacquet's arrival back in early February, with the talented French centre-half due to link up with his new teammates at Anfield in the summer. That time has now come, with the Reds officially confirming on Wednesday morning that 20-year-old Jacquet has put pen to paper and completed his transfer. A club statement read, Liverpool have completed the signing of defender Jeremy Jacquet from Stade Rennais on a long-term contract subject to international clearance. The Reds agreed a deal to bring the Frenchman to the club earlier this year, and the transfer is set to be ratified in the coming days. Jacquet's squad number is still to be confirmed, though what is known are the finer details of his deal. Jacquet has cost Liverpool a £60 million package, comprising £55 million plus £5 million in add-ons. He signed a 5-year contract with an option for a 6th season, meaning he's effectively under Liverpool's control until the summer of 2032. Virgil van Dijk joining Galatasaray? Jacquet's arrival coincides with Ibrahima Konaté's exit via free agency to Real Madrid. With 1 Frenchman in and 1 Frenchman out, Liverpool's centre-back core now consists of Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez, Jacquet and Giovanni Leoni. However, a stunning report out of Turkey claims Liverpool captain Van Dijk could call time on his Reds career this window. The report claimed Van Dijk, 34, is very close and went on to clarify that's in relation to joining Turkish champions Galatasaray. Initial contacts with the Dutchman's agent and camp have reportedly been established and were said to be positive. However, it's important to stress elements of the Turkish press are known for being particularly speculative when it comes to transfer news. It would be a monumental surprise to see Liverpool sanction Van Dijk's exit, especially at a time where 2 of their 4 recognised centre-halves are so young and inexperienced. Jacquet, 20, Leoni, 19. What's more, Van Dijk remains one of the very best in the world, despite his advancing age, and put bluntly, he's far too good to be accepting a move outside of one of Europe's major leagues at this stage in his career. There's also the issue of having to finance a replacement at a time when Liverpool are preparing to spend big on 1 and potentially 2 more wingers after Victor Munoz. With Yan Diomande choosing PSG, Liverpool are fixing their gaze on Bradley Barcola, who is valued by the Parisians at more than the £116 million Liverpool paid when signing Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen last year. Liverpool sources react to Sandro Tonali hijack rumours as Tottenham ready £100 million bid. Liverpool sources have revealed whether the club are seriously considering hijacking Tottenham's deal for Newcastle midfielder Sandro Tonali. Spurs are prepared to break their transfer record again for Tonali after doing so to land Matheus Fernandes from West Ham on Tuesday, as Roberto De Zerbi looks to make wholesale changes to his midfield. Over the past 24 hours, some reports have said that Man City are also readying a big offer for the Newcastle man. But according to various sources, Spurs remain optimistic about beating City to the midfielder. However, rumours are now doing the rounds that the Lily Whites may also have to contend with competition from another Premier League giant for the Italy international. Liverpool are not looking to hijack Tottenham's deal for Sandro Tonali. According to Team Talk, Liverpool sources have played down suggestions that they are preparing a move for the Newcastle star. Tonali is not thought to be part of the Reds' transfer plans, with the Merseyside club's sources moving quickly to dampen the speculation. The report says that Liverpool possess the financial means to compete for any player on the market this summer, but the 26-year-old is not part of their wish list. Newcastle's £100 million valuation of Tonali is not viewed as representing good value by the club's decision-makers. In fact, it is revealed that signing a central midfielder is not a priority for Andoni Iraola's side at the moment, although things could change later in the window if there are departures from Anfield. Spurs willing to offer huge package to land Tonali. Team Talk say that Liverpool would also be unwilling to commit to the kind of salary package that Tottenham are ready to hand the former AC Milan star. The outlet backs up what other sources have said over recent days by claiming that De Zerbi's men are willing to offer Tonali a contract worth £250,000 per week. The Lily Whites are also preparing a fresh bid of £100 million as they look to finalise an agreement with the Magpies for the midfielder's transfer. How Liverpool's £103 million transfer target could become Iraola's new croupie. Much of Liverpool's summer has been spent watching Yan Diomande complete take-on after take-on at the 2026 World Cup, including against Arsenal's Piero Hincapié. Of course, they weren't watching for no reason either. The Reds launched their bid to sign the RB Leipzig winger, and although that bid was rejected, he looked destined for Anfield. The bad news for the Premier League giants is that it's not just them tuning into Ivory Coast games, and Paris Saint-Germain have just sent the Reds back to square one, stealing pole position to sign Diomande. It leaves Liverpool scrambling for alternatives and without the sudden urge to watch Ivory Coast's World Cup campaign. Liverpool opened talks to sign £103 million star. So, what next for Liverpool? They still need a winger to replace Mohamed Salah on the right-hand side, and it's unlikely to be Diomande. As we speak, Michael Edwards will be frantically typing away in his data machine, hoping for it to be spit out a player simply waiting to burst into life and transform Anfield's front line, just like Salah once did. Names like Saïd El Mala and Yankuba Minte have both been mentioned. They certainly tick the box for direct and quick, but may not necessarily bring end product. Instead, even if it's not Diomande, the Reds may not be able to avoid spending an outrageous sum to solve their biggest problem. According to Team Talk, Liverpool have opened talks with Bradley Barcola's camp and have been informed that the PSG winger is expected to leave the French club with a valuation of €120 million, £103 million. PSG, however, tell a different story. As reported by David Ornstein, their stance is that Barcola is not for sale and have set an asking price of more than £116 million. It creates major questions for Liverpool, who will need to spend at least more than £100 million to land the 23-year-old if he's allowed to leave PSG at all in the coming months. How Barcola can become Iraola's new croupie. It's easy to see why Barcola is the next name on Liverpool's shortlist after Diomande. The Frenchman is a direct, quick winger who's also capable of producing end product. He'd also be an excellent match for Andoni Iraola, who is set to reintroduce the sound of heavy metal football at Anfield next season, with a new winger drumming the beat of Anfield intensity. In terms of style, Iraola would be getting his Liverpool version of Eli Junior Croupie, who thrived in his first season in the Premier League as a teenager last season. The interesting comparison between Croupie and Barcola is their output. Whilst the Bournemouth star primarily operates as a forward who drops deep to get possession at times, and Barcola is a winger, both are out-and-out goal scorers rather than creators. When looking at the profile of alternative wide men that Liverpool currently have at their disposal, the majority are the exact opposite. Rio Ngumoha is a take-on artist and is yet to prove an instinctive goal-scoring prowess. Victor Munoz is of a similar mould, and although Cody Gakpo is a goal-scorer, he has also proved to be too one-dimensional with the way he finds those goals. Barcola is a good in-between. Like Krupi, he rarely created goals for his teammates last season and was instead the man asked to provide in front of goal from wide. PSG's asking price is steep, but the numbers suggest that Barcola has all the potential in the world to eventually replace Salah's numbers in front of goal as an inside forward and hand Iraola his next Krupi in the process. Thanks for watching today's Liverpool transfer update. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe to Anfield Signal and hit the notification bell for more daily Liverpool news, transfer updates and match analysis. Now it's your turn. Which signing would you like Liverpool to make this summer? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to share this video with fellow Reds supporters. Until next time, take care and you'll never walk alone.